Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. Now, I don't know when you guys watched this show, if you watched it at noon Pacific, or if you watched it at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern, 3 Eastern, whenever you watched it, we're not going to talk about it, because this show was live at 8 o'clock London time, I think that's BST, and they also aired it live on BT Sport 1, which meant if you knew how to bootleg, you knew how to get to watch wrestling, then you were able to actually watch this show live as it was going on, like I did during the wrestling wrap up. Yeah, I was watching the show while doing the podcast earlier today. I didn't give any spoilers or anything, but you guys heard me react to a couple of things. But overall, I thought this was a pretty good episode of SmackDown going into Money in the Bank tomorrow. I don't think any new matches are going to get announced for Money in the Bank. If I'm looking here, let me see really quickly. Of all the matches announced so far, we got 7 matches already announced. I don't think they're going to announce another one. I saw people online asking if they're going to do Bianca, Charlotte, and Asuka tomorrow. I highly doubt it. So we'll see if anything else does get announced, but I don't think it's going to. Also, interestingly, Michael Cole referenced Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio as the highly anticipated main event. And I'm like, whoa, what? Main event? Now there's a spoiler, or not a spoiler, but a rumor going around. I'll just say it. Brock might show up tomorrow. So if Brock is set to show up on Money in the Bank, then maybe that's why this match would go on last. Just saying. But overall, I thought tonight's episode of SmackDown was pretty good. They gave the Bloodline segment a lot of time. It felt like at least over 30 minutes, which was weird. But yeah. But I think it was over 30 minutes or right around 30 minutes when they did, because it was Roman, Solo, and Heyman came out. Then they went to commercial. And yeah, so it was all that kind of jazz. But with that, a good episode of SmackDown. Also, I do want to say that I want to send out my deepest condolences to the friends, family, and fans of Darren Drozdov. Droz did pass away today at the age of 54 of natural causes. But with that, I want to say thank you guys for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe just like esports gaming. Excuse me, hold on. My nose is all stuffed up, so if I sound weird, that's why. Esports Gaming Rules 316 recently did with a Tier 1 subscription. Or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here. Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, head over to YouTube and become a channel member. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, technically it's still kind of new, Hogwarts Legacy, which is on sale right now. Whether you're getting FIFA 23, claiming the free game, the Dungeon of, I'm going to butcher this name, Nahebulak, the Amulet of Chaos, or you're getting into the new season of Fortnite. Maybe you're getting that new ultra heroic pack in Ball Guys. You're getting that birthday ball pack in Rocket League. Use our code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Trying to pre-order Payday 3? Again, use code PWU NLIMITED for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. But with that, as far as SmackDown does go, Oh, my nose. Like, I feel like I gotta sneeze, but like I don't have to sneeze, and it's weird. The show opened up with a graphic in memory of Darren Drozdoff, who, again, we noted earlier, passed away today of natural causes, according to his family. Remember, Droz was not just a pro wrestler, he was a pro football player as well. I'm pretty sure he played for the Broncos. Hold on. I think that's what he played for. I'm pretty sure he played for the Denver Broncos. He is most known for being a pro wrestler. And okay, here we go. It says before his wrestling career, Drozdov was a professional American football player for 3 seasons with the National Football League. He played for the New York Jets, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Denver Broncos. He garnered a measure of notoriety and the nickname Puke when he vomited on television during a Monday Night Football game directly onto the football before the center could snap it. A 1993 Sports Illustrated article stated that he had vomited at nearly every game that season and would reportedly see a psychiatrist for a, quote, chronic vomiting problem. You may also remember Droz from Beyond the Mat and his segment on that show, that documentary of Vince McMahon, where he told Vince, I can make myself throw up at any time I want. Vince hands him a trash can and goes, let's play a little game, basically, and was like, I'm going to commentate, you throw up. He's gonna puke. He's gonna puke. He's gonna puke. And he barely threw up in the trash can, if I remember correctly. Cole then welcomed everybody to the show. We then got a recap of what happened last week, or 2 weeks ago, actually, with the Bloodline. Wade Barrett and Cole ran down the card for the evening, and we kicked the whole festivities off. That's weird. With Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships against Pretty Deadly. This was a very fun opening match. I thought this match was really, really good, and everybody did well. I think there was a little concern. I saw people on Twitter asking if Kevin Owens was hurt during this match. I don't think he was. I think he's fine. So Zayn and Wilson started off the match with Zayn getting the best of things at the. I wrote this weird wrong. You got the best of things before Wilson worked him over with a side headlock. Zayn came right back with an arm drag and took back control. Prince got in a cheap shot on Zayn, which gave Wilson control. Prince tagged in and took Zayn to the outside, where Prince slammed Zayn on the commentary table. The show then went to a commercial break. Commentary table got a lot of love tonight. I'm just going to say that. Back from the break, Wilson covered Zayn for a 2 count. Wilson worked on the side headlock again on Zayn. Prince tagged in, but Zayn almost instantly got a hot tag to Kevin Owens, who came in and stomped Prince. The action then spilled to the floor, and Owens landed clotheslines on both members of Pretty Deadly. Back inside the ring, Owens hit a cannonball on Prince. Owens then went to the top and landed a swanton and pinned Prince. Well, almost, because Wilson broke it up. Owens then went for the stunner, but Prince pushed Owens, and Owens was selling his leg. This is where we thought maybe he got hurt. Prince worked Owens' leg over, and Wilson tagged in to land a dirty martini for a 2. Prince tagged in and landed a double team move for a 2 as well. Zayn then broke up a pin attempt at one point, and Owens suplexed Prince to get the hot tag to Zayn, who landed a blue thunder bomb on Wilson for a 2 count. Wilson was then the recipient of an exploder and haluva kick. Zayn then pinned Wilson to retain the titles. I'm going to sneeze. Oh boy. Yep, those are 2 big ones. Good thing I got a mute button. Oh. Whew. Well, I got another one coming. Hold on. Jesus freaking Christ. Oh, don't catch a cold, kids. We go to the back, and Adam Pearce was backstage until Sheamus interrupted. Ridge Holland spoke up, and Pearce told Holland he can face Austin Theory later tonight. If Holland wins, he'll get a shot at the U.S. title. Austin Theory's music hit, and we went to the ring. We did get... Oh, I'm going to sneeze again. Jesus Christ. We did get a 3-minute match. It was Austin Theory versus Ridge Holland. So the two locked up to begin the match, and Holland had the early control. Holland then landed a long stalling suplex, but only got a 1 off of it. Theory got control with a kick to Holland's leg. Holland fired up with a series of suplexes on Theory. Eventually, Theory found his way out. He was on the apron, and this led to Theory hitting a roll-through dropkick and just picking up the win like that, like it was nothing. So I liked Ridge getting like the big opportunity match here, but then Ridge just gets beaten very, very easily. Like very, very easily. So that wasn't too good for old Ridgie. After the match, Theory attacked Ridge Holland, so Sheamus would run down to make the save. As we learned later, this is kind of dumb, but the U.S. title will be on the line next week when Sheamus challenges Austin Theory. But it's like, Sheamus already lost a U.S. title match to Austin Theory. And Sheamus didn't do anything to earn it. Ridge was told, you got to earn it tonight. But what did Sheamus do to earn it? Nothing. We had a Karrion Kross vignette that aired with Kross calling AJ Styles out. Kross said that he beat Styles in only 3 moves. Kross said next week will be the checkmate for AJ. We then got another video recapping the saga of the Bloodline, like we didn't already get one earlier. We then had, Then had Bayley versus Shotzi. If Shotzi wins, she gets Bayley's spot in Money in the Bank. If Bayley wins, she stays in Money in the Bank. So this match itself went about 3.5 minutes. Shotzi had the early control, and Bayley rolled to the outside, and Shotzi dove to the outside, taking out Io Sky, who companioned Bayley at ringside. Back in the ring, Bayley hit a Bayley to belly and only got a 2 off of it. Wade Barrett noted how Shotzi would be a great competitor in Money in the Bank because of her reckless cannonball-like style. He said that would make great do in Money in the Bank. Shotzi at one point hit a DDT as the crowd, 2 minutes into the match, was still singing for Bayley. Oh, I'm going to butcher this song. I don't know the words right, but like, I want to know, would you be my girl, Bayley? Oh, I want to know, would you be my girl? So Shotzi at one point hit a step up enziguri. Shotzi tweaked her knee while doing it, and Bayley came back with a roll up and got a 2 off of it. Shotzi had a reverse bulldog and went for the pin, but Io would put Bayley's foot on the ropes to cause the break. Bayley then landed a rose plant and pinned Shotzi. The UK fans love Bayley, whether she's a babyface or a heel. They love Bayley, and they always sing that song to Bayley. Bayley, ooh, I want to know, would you be my girl? I don't think that's the correct words. It's something like that. Shotzi confronted Bayley backstage after a commercial break. He said, hey, you cheated again, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So, well, Bayley and Io beat her ass and suplexed her onto a table that did not break. Bayley then grabbed scissors and cut a big chunk of Shotzi's hair. Well, I don't know if Shotzi getting a haircut or what, but Shotzi got a little bit of a trim job tonight. We then had the Grayson Waller effect with Logan Paul. And this is more like the LA Knight show. UK, like everybody else in the world, loves LA Knight. When he calls himself the megastar, he's not just calling himself as a gimmick. He's a freaking megastar. Because like later, Michael Cole called Charlotte Flair a megastar, and Wade goes, you still got LA Knight on the brain, Cole? So the crowd booed the opening of this segment. I think they're booing both Grayson and Logan Paul. Paul said that his dreams won't end until the WWE Championship is, quote, gold around my belt, whatever that means. Paul said that he might not even cash in the briefcase. If he wins it, he might just clock LA Knight over the head with it. LA Knight's music would then hit. Huge, massive pop from the crowd. He then yells, he's like, London, let me talk to ya. And the crowd yells, yeah. Knight said that Paul was given a lot while he wasn't given anything. Knight said that Paul was standing in his ring. Paul was being booed yet again. Paul made fun of Knight for wrestling for 20 years in a lackluster career and not getting anything. Him getting everything and only being around here for 2. Paul told the crowd that they were drunk and needed to go get another pub or another pint at the pub or go home. They then chanted for LA Knight when LA Knight said, "Tell him whose name it is." And they're like, L.A. Knight. Yeah. Like, I've always been an LA Knight fan. Eli Drake. Like, I've always, excuse me. I've always been confused why Vince didn't steal him away from Impact sooner. Like, he said in the Chris Van Vliet interview that he's even baffled himself why he didn't try to leave and go to WWE sooner than he did. Los Santos Escobar's music would hit, the LWO music, Viva la Raza. Escobar came down to the ring in a London World Order shirt, not Latino World Order, but London World Order shirt. Wade Barrett complimented his shirt. Escobar said that they have to get one thing straight. There's going to be 2 Money in the Bank winners, Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank, and they both will come from the LWO. This is when Butch's music would hit. Butch came out with no microphone, ran straight to the ring, and popped Paul right in the face. Paul and Butch then fought around ringside as Escobar and Knight fought around the other side of ringside as well. We go to break and we come back, and it's Butch against LA Knight and Santos Escobar in the triple threat we were supposed to get last week. Now, we don't know exactly how long this match went, but we saw 3.5 minutes of it on TV. This match was good. Wouldn't call it great or anything, but it was a very solid, really good TV match. Like I noted, the match started during the break, and when we came back to it, Knight hit a DDT on Escobar as the crowd was going nuts for this man. The London crowd loved him. I can't wait to hear their reactions tomorrow, Money in the Bank, if he does or doesn't win. If he wins, oh my God. That reaction, if he wins Money in the Bank, is going to be phenomenal. Butch landed a German suplex at one point on Escobar before Knight hit a wild back suplex on Butch for a 2. Escobar landed a running knee on Knight. Eventually Knight hit a leaping elbow for a 2 on Escobar. Knight went to the outside to jaw jack with Logan Paul, who was still there. Escobar took out Paul and hit Knight with a knee. Escobar went to the top, but ran into a bunch of Butch, basically. Butch then hit a bitter end and pinned Escobar to pick up the victory. So Butch gets the win. After the match, Butch climbs the ladder and pulls down the briefcase. Good shot there of the England boy in London, England. Paul, though, at one point cut off Knight. Then Butch cut Paul off. Butch, again, like I said, climbed the ladder and posed with the briefcase. In the back, AJ Styles talked about Karrion Kross's... This was weird. He talked about Karrion Kross's challenge and then basically said that he had somebody to combat Scarlett and showed Mia. But it's like, we've already seen the mixed tag of AJ and Mia against Scarlett and Kross. So what? But he says, I accept your challenge, Karrion Kross. We then had Charlotte Flair versus Asuka, and this match was just Like, for an Asuka-Charlotte match, because of what it wasn't all that great. Like, it was okay, but it was just meh. Because this was more about Bianca's at ringside and going to cause some problems. So right as the match starts, we see Bianca Belair sitting in the front row with a ticket. They're like, oh, Bianca can't be here. And Michael Cole's like, well, she's got a ticket. No, Cole said she can't be there. And LA Knight's, or not LA Knight, Wade Barrett was like, oh, well, she's got a ticket, Cole. She could be here. So there was a strike exchange early on where Charlotte tried to go for an early pin a few times on Asuka. Didn't get it. Charlotte hit Asuka in the face with a kick, but Asuka came back with a backstabber before the show went to a commercial break. Back from said break, Asuka went for an armbar, but Charlotte got out of it. Asuka rolled up Charlotte for a 2. Charlotte then landed a spear, which was enough for another 2. Asuka went to the outside, and Charlotte climbed the top rope. Charlotte went for a moonsault from the top and just barely nicked Asuka on her way down, and Asuka sold it great. Charlotte hit some chops and tried to go for a boot, but Asuka moved and Charlotte hit Belair, who was in the crowd. So it's like, what the hell are they fighting that close to that side of the ring anyway? Like, get back in the damn ring. But this pissed off Bianca. Bianca regrouped, jumped the rail, and attacked Asuka to end the match in disqualification. After the match, Belair and Charlotte started going at it. Charlotte put her hand in Bianca's face, and Bianca's like, get your hand out my face. Get your hand out my face. I ain't going to tell you one more time. Get your hand out my face. And she didn't, so Bianca decked her. Charlotte decked her back, and Charlotte tried to spear her through the steps. Bianca moved, and she grabbed Asuka. She goes, Asuka, get up. Asuka, get up. And she hit her with a KOD on the announce table that didn't break. She then grabbed Charlotte and hit her with a KOD on the announce table on top of Asuka. Still didn't break. Bianca then jumped up on the table and stood tall as the segment ended. So, Bianca heel turn is here. I think we finally got that Bianca Belair heel turn we've been waiting for. So then after a bunch of stalling and like 45 minutes left in the show, we got the Bloodline. The Bloodline come out to the ring. Roman, Solo, and Heyman. So Heyman hands Roman a mic, and Roman told London to acknowledge him. Roman said it's been a long time. Reigns said for 2 years, he's allowed his cousins to say, quote, we the ones. Roman said the truth is they ain't the ones, and only Roman is the one. Roman reiterated, he is the head of the table. Roman said family, he said a family that, quote, betrays you sucks. And the crowd starts chanting, Roman sucks. He goes, no, I'll tell you what sucks. Roman then talked about giving the Usos a second chance and said that he will give the Usos an infinite amount of chances. All the Usos have to do, he said, is come out and apologize, and we can move on. On cue, out would come the Usos. Jimmy said that they're past apologizing. Jimmy said that now it's about consequences. Jay said that once Roman loses, and they're going to pin Roman tomorrow, he'll be the one out. Jay said that Roman won't be the tribal chief anymore after he loses. Both Jimmy and Jay said, we don't want to be the tribal chief, but we know somebody else that could be. And the crowd starts chanting for Solo. Roman then looks over at Solo like, you want to be the tribal chief? You want to what? And then he starts laughing. Tells everybody to shut up. And the Usos laughed as well. They knew they were getting under his skin. Jay then climbed on the apron. Roman jaw-jacked him for a little bit before Jay face-palmed Roman and Jimmy super-kicked him. The four then brawled. Security ran down. Roman beat up security. Solo beat up security. They all kind of fought each other. And then Roman hit Jay with a Superman punch. Roman beat up more security, but then Jay hit a splash over the top rope onto Roman and the group to close the show. So there we go. It looks as if, we're going full bore into this, the Bloodline versus the Usos. Roman and Solo against Jimmy and Jay. Now, there's precedence here as far as if Solo wants to go with Jimmy and Jay. Because Roman literally said, I'm the only one. Basically acknowledging that Solo don't matter. Solo's just there to do Roman's dirty business. Which isn't good. Which isn't good at all. But yeah. That was everything that happened on tonight's Friday Night Smackdown. So as far as all of that, you know what I thought of the show. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's Smackdown. If we look over at the polls, refresh all of these. Boom. A boom. As far as the Twitter poll does go, 70% liked SmackDown. 29% liked the show. Nobody disliked it. That's great to see. So it's 70.8 liked it. 29.2 thought it was just all right. As we move over to the YouTube community poll, 78% liked the show. 15% thought it was just all right. And 7% did not like it. From the comments here, this person says, the age of part-timers. Speaking of part-timers, they announced that Edge will be on the Grayson Waller effect next week on SmackDown. far as the YouTube live poll never went. Well, that stinks. Huh. I don't know why that poll never went, but we do have a Twitch poll that everybody liked the show. Everyone said, I liked it. So with that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. Tomorrow is Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank starts at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. And as soon as that show goes off the air, we will be live right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited Twitch, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, and the Pro Wrestling Unlimited YouTube channel, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. We'll be talking about we'll be talking about all of that show on both platforms, just like always, tomorrow night. But with that, guys, have a great rest of your Friday. Actually, tomorrow afternoon, maybe night for some of you, but have a great rest of your Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow for Money in the Bank. Have a good one, guys.